Hello and welcome to Nightmares of Future Past. I'm your game master, lluksblackheart. Joining me today are the heroes Ren, Lynx, Darktide, and Allstrike. And we will be picking up from last we left off. Yeah, just got confirmation from my heroes that they're not going to be able to make it. I figured. But last we left off, three out of our four heroes for today managed to get on the roof of the hotel with vampires and their thralls in it. They successfully defeated four thralls, mainly by flinging some of them off the building, and are about to engage into with a fight with a vampire. So it's going to be their first vampire fight of the season. And hopefully it goes well. Because there is always the small chance that more vampires show up, or it goes in a direction that the party doesn't necessarily want. Because dice rolls can be fickle like that. So the fact that last game session it went quite well for the party, because the party was able to defeat the enemies quite easily, even though that was probably supposed to be one of the hardest fights that they were supposed to get into. So we're going to start off with Lynx rapidly approaching the building to join in on the commotion. Does both Darktide, Ren, and Allstrike were in a ready position to fight the bad guy. Dun dun dun. Which, speaking of bad guys, at the top of the building, the door leading down does swing open with a vampire ready to fight. I need initiative rolls from all of you. And because of things, just as a reminder, Darktide, you have a 6.
Okay. I forgot how to get the roll to die. Sorry.
Exclamation mark R space D 20.
There's no try. There's only do.
Ren, you have a 1. Lynx, you have a 2. And Allstrike has a 1.
I have a 1. You said.
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right.
What do I have again?
As I clicked the wrong thing. A 2.
Here we go with the dice spot.
The dice bot either doesn't love anyone or loves everyone.
Except for me. Never loves me.
Hey, you got a 14
It just gives
right
me
now.
It gives me false hope.
That's what I'm saying. It loves you more than it loves me right now.
Well,
So do I think Darktide goes before me, doesn't, because of his dex bonus?
Well, there's me.
Because we both rolled 14, I think.
Yes, it would be Dark going before you. So we got Dark. We got me going first because the vampire got there. Dark goes second. Allstrike goes third. Lynx goes fourth with Ren going last. What the vampire will do is, seeing that there's multiple of you, I'm going to roll a, because there's 4 of you, I'm going to roll a die 4, and that's what's going to be the target of its effect, with Allstrike being 1, Darktide being 2, Lynx being 3, and Ren being 4, so it's straight down the top. It's always Darktide.
Of course.
Darktide is under the... I mean, is going to have to make a will save versus a perception-based ranged attack. This is and you, Almighty Dark, do have a +10 first this effect.
That's okay. I didn't pass.
Well, it's a DC 19, which means you failed by 9, which is 2 degrees of failure. You have the conditions of impaired and disabled. As a reminder...
No, I can't attack, is what you're saying.
Well, give me one moment. Because you have a -5 penalty to the applied things, which pretty much means right now, whenever you go to make a dodge or parry check, you suffer a -5 penalty. Whenever you go to make an attack check, you suffer a -5 penalty. Just for disabled. Impaired is giving you a additional -2 on those things. Disabled supersedes impaired, so it's not a -7, it's a -2. Well, not -2. It's not a -7, it's a -5. So you don't. Those two things do not stack with one another. So feel lucky that they can combine, which means when we go to your turn, which is right now, any action you do is going to hit you with a -5. So if you want to...
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
I am
go ahead.
gonna float over there and attack him with a regular swing because, well, he needs to go down, and
A normal
I
swing.
might as well try. Ooh, look,
Oh, that...
critical.
let me verify.
I am using leaf cutter,
Well, I figured using
grass cutter.
the grass cutter. No, I'm
It's
verifying something. Because you have to remember, rules for undead individuals for DC heroes is not the same as other things. Because if this was D&D,
yeah.
I would not count that. But there is nothing for undead to become immune to critical hits in this. So you are saved on the fact that turned from a 25 to a 30 just because you got that. And if you do manage to hit, a additional +5 to the DC is added. It has a as I do not have the thing I thought I did readied. Because why would I have that ready? Wow, that hit. Even without the nat 20, that hits. Which means your normal DC 25. Oh! You also have to remember you have a 15 to 20 crit range, so even if that wasn't a nat 20, if you get a 15 or higher, it automatically adds 5 to damage.
Right.
So that nat 20 just guaranteed that you hit. Double checking to make sure if it has anything to counteract any of the things. Nope, no, I'm not seeing any. Well, its impervious isn't working against you because it's a high damage weapon with a high penetration. So the DC is 30 versus this attack because that's a critical. And this is where it gets funny. Oh, it only failed by 2 degrees. Double checking something for the... Okay, that only applies to that. The way they have their vampires worked is weird. No, it did fail by 7, which is 2 degrees. Which does mean that it not only takes 1 hit of damage, but it is also dazed, which means it only gets 1 action on its next turn. Going next is All Strike. What is All Strike
Okay.
doing?
How far away am I from him?
You can move up and swing. That's how far away.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up and try to slug him.
Well, you, Almighty All Strike, do have a... you can either go for your normal to hit, which is a +8,
Yeah, I'm a
or
normal to
your
hit,
all out.
right?
Okay. Oh, going with that +8. I want to double check it's... Yep. You completely missed. Between the die
I noticed.
roll and the bonus individually surpasses what you got. There, so that's somewhat a quasi bama. I just realized my feed has for some weird reason my feed froze. So I had to reinitiate it because no one could see what was going on. They could hear us but not see us. Yay. But you did unfortunately miss, leading it to go to Lynx. Who can make her blaster shot. you're
Roll
flying
the
above
vampire.
a hotel, aiding, well, able to blast at a, what the group believes is a vampire.
Okay, I'm a blast it.
You have a +8 to blasting it.
Hey.
Oh, god dang it. This is gonna be one of those fights. Uh, going last is Ren. Who does he have clear line of sight? You attempt to use your telekinesis on it to, at minimum, damage it. At maximum, be able to snag it so it can't get away.
Or I could fling it, and then we'd get an answer about whether or not they fly.
Well, you can see it currently levitating.
Oh, that changes things. All right, I grab it. I'd like to try and grab it.
You have a +8.
Mm. Somebody go on the dice spot for me.
Lynx, can you roll on her behalf with a +8? Okay. And of course, you hit. Then there was a 11-point difference, which is a 3-degree point difference, as there's multi-attack attached to your telekinesis, which means the damage goes up by, the damage effect goes up by 5 whole points, which means it has to beat a DC 28. It already has a point of damage on it, so it's only getting a +6 versus this. And it got a total of a 15 versus a 28, which is 3 degrees of failure. Which means it takes another point of damage, and it is considered stunned. Well, staggered, which means it's denied its turn on the next go about. You can attempt to grab it, so that way it can't try to move away or anything like that, even though the people it's going to be swinging at are already right there in front, right there for it to swing.
Yeah, I'd rather just hold on to it, safety reasons.
Yeah. That's still a +8 to that check. So if Lynx would be kind to roll another d20 with a +8, that would be perfect. Ooh. It is not grabbed. It is successfully yeah, I know you love it when I give you head pats, but I'm trying to run a game. But it does go to the next round. It gets skipped this round, so it can't do anything because it got staggered. So yay for the party, which means I want to double check something. Okay, which means it can't make that any worse. Which means Darktide can swing at it again with he still unfortunately has that -5.
Oh no.
For those playing at home, the dice bot has a grudge against mainly darktide. It occasionally spreads its discomfort for people sometimes, but for the most part, it will deliberately target darktide for no apparent reason.
Hey, at least we got me bringing up the rear.
Well, yeah, yeah. I love you too, Coco, but you need to stop. Okay, which then puts us to number 3, which is all strike.
Okay. I'm gonna try to blast it.
You still have a, unless you're trying to do an accurate attack, you still have a +8.
No, I'm not doing the accurate attack. I'll do the.
Come on, dice bot. Yes, you. Of course, you hit. Um, that's a 20 DC 27. The bad guy has a -2 to his check right now, which means he only gets to add 5. Oh my. I don't think the dice bot loves me anymore.
Hey,
Because that nat 1 turns that toughness check into a 1 versus a DC 27, which means that's 26 points of failure, which is 6 degrees of failure. Coco, don't you dare. No. And my dog just escaped my room. You guys probably saw her sneaking out. I passed that perception check. But the vampire is defeated. Because
6 degrees of failure.
6 degrees of failure is a...
You guys hear purring? That's my cat.
The party currently has several options because of Ren's mental detection. She can note that there is a large degree of thralls approaching the roof. And she's also picking up mental movement from at least, at this moment, 5 other vampires, implying that the 3 that decided not to come to the roof are waking up the other vampires.
Oh, I guess we have vampires to take out.
So the party has several choices. Either A, right on the roof, where you guys have the advantage of not being closed in, and you can just let them come up there and fight you guys. Or you can have a fight on the stairwell where you guys are going to be somewhat closed in. There's a limited
I'm
combat
not
space.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I really like the idea of having the roof, especially with all the thralls.
Well, we are able to attack them as they come out. So if there are more, if one is blocking the door, then they cannot get through. I agree. The roof is the best place.
Well, in order for you guys to technically stop the door, will stop them from being able to funnel out, someone has to be directly in front of the door, which does technically slightly interfere with anyone trying to shoot past them to shoot the people inside this on their side of the door. So it's kind of like that whole someone stand in front of the door and be the door while everyone else attempts to try to shoot past them. So it becomes a mainly one-on-one fight. Uh, and because the party only has 2 actual meleeers, getting in order to stop them and just somewhat force one at a time, because you have to remember you're going to start stacking unconscious bodies at the door, so it's going to very quickly become unfeasible to utilize the door. So in order to actually defeat all of them without them using another way to get up, you have to actually let them on the roof. Otherwise,
And
you
I
end up
mean,
with
there
a.
is.
Go ahead.
How many floors do we have in the building?
It's a 10-story hotel, so it's a relatively big
Okay,
hotel.
so that stairwell is also defendable then. How large of a platform do we have in the stairwell to the roof door?
It's a old maintenance stairway, so it's not that roomy.
So what you're saying is it wouldn't be that roomy, but it would be twice as wide as a standard like foot traffic stairwell.
I
If
think it's
this
the other way
wasn't
around.
Gotham and this wasn't an extremely old hotel, I would agree with you. Because you have to remember, Gotham buildings generally like to cut corners, and most of them are really, really, really old before certain OSHA guidelines were enforced.
Is the stairwell one of those things that it's just metal being brought up? It's not like it's in concrete or anything like that for the steps, is it?
Because of the age, it's mainly metal stairs. The building
Okay.
you guys can easily believe came from, at the latest, the early 20s. So when I say it's an old building, I mean it's an old building. Because you have to remember, huge swaths of Gotham are ancient buildings, while other parts are just rebuilt ancient buildings. They are weird on some
Hmm.
of their architectural choices. Like, if it was built by Wayne Enterprises, you'd know it's a good building. But just about everything else wasn't. Uh,
So
so even no to certain consent, you can have a person blocking the stairs with another person, somewhat because it's an angle shooting down. All you're going to do is clog it up and force them to come up another way. And since you verified that the vampires are flying, you would force the vampires to burst out a window and fly up, meaning you're giving away part of your advantage instead of just letting them come out the door.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
how many
Because
can come to the door?
it depends on how many are trying. Because on their turn, they're going to come through, of course, like one at a time, but based on the order of this of going, depends on where they stop. Because you have to remember, they're limited to limited movement. So if one exit there and moves like 15 feet, another one can then move, but he's most likely only going to move 10 feet out. Then there's going to be another one that can move 5 feet out. So at maximum per round, there's going to be at least 3 people coming onto the roof.
I think we can handle that.
Yeah.
That might be pompous of me, but
Well, yeah. Because all of the thralls are descending through that way, which you defeated 4 of them, and there's 36 more coming.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And that's not
Okay.
counting the vampires.
Okay.
So it's going to be a
I mean, it
very
still hurts, but
it will be a very big fight. The only thing you guys have to be concerned with is the effect the vampire hit Dark with hasn't gone away yet.
Oh, okay.
how long will it last?
You guys are not 100% sure. It could last another couple rounds, or it could last until it's somehow removed.
Okay.
But all you guys know is there is a effect cast on him via the vampire doing a vampiric wooji mooji on him.
Okay. Just, I guess what we can only can do is try to take out each one as they when they come in. Try to catch them.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. I was thinking if now when in the thing I can fire then move, right?
You can
And I
do
can
a attack action like shooting your blaster and then move, or move and then shoot your blaster.
okay. I don't have
Move by
the
action.
Well, let me double check. Let me double check. Let me double check. Where are you? No, you do not have move by action. So you can
okay.
either blast and move, or move then blast.
All right. Can I see the door? I mean, can I see where we're at? Can I see the person coming up the stairwell for
You'll have
right
a abrupt view of him before he exits the door.
okay.
Not like a large amount of time, but it's one of those you'll see him get to the top in the same movement he'll be exiting the door.
Okay.
And I'm just setting up the damage counter for you guys are about ready to have a well, like I said, it's going to be at most 3 guys coming through the door at a time to get on that roof. Uh, you guys also have to remember you defeated the first 4 relatively quickly. And that was with only 3 of you present. There's 4 of you now. That vampire went a little faster than I thought it would.
Yeah.
But do you see what I mean? How they work their vampires a wee bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we need to roll initiative, right?
Enough time would have passed between when you guys defeated the vampire and when the minions start coming up, that a new roll would be needed to be made. Allstate and Ren have a +1. Lynx has a 2. And Dark has a has a 6.
And I'm going in on a 10.
I'm
Hey,
going
look,
to.
Fred, you beat me in initiative.
Looks like.
Yeah, but I got a 22, so.
Yep, you go first.
Yep.
Good
Well,
job.
I haven't rolled for the bad guys yet.
Yeah, but I don't think you're outdoing Lynx. Told you.
Nope.
No, but it outdoes the other ones of us.
Yeah. Uh,
It's okay, because Lynx will take out one, and then we can finish the rest. And Lynx will take out one, and we'll finish the rest. It'll work.
so with Lynx going first, followed by bad guys, labeled 1 through 36. Then it is Ren, Dark, and then All Strike. Um, Now the only catch 22 of going of the initiative needing to be triggered is the first group of bad guys enters the roof, triggering the initiative, which does give Ren 3 targets to shoot. Bad guy 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, not Ren.
Which one's closest to the door?
My brain
I was about to
stopped
say.
working. It's like,
Okay, so you meant Lynx?
it's Lynx.
Okay.
Which
Yeah, I was wondering about
Lynx
that.
here. Yay. So yeah, I got orders right here, so boom. You can blast one. You have a +8.
Okay. Again, if you can hear it purring, that's my cat.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, I cannot purr like that. I have a cat.
Terrific.
Yeah, my bird's asleep. So who's over next?
It managed
It's
not
just
to dodge. Failed by 3. A DC 28. First, this